A key component of Will Durant's Perspectivism is the recognition of a historical cycle of Puritanism followed by paganism. What, exactly, is paganism? Paganism, for the purposes of Durant's historical theory, can be defined as the uninhibited expression of the senses and desires. Puritanism, then, would be its opposite, the suppression of the senses and desires. Puritanism is restrictive and authoritarian, whereas paganism implies abandonment. Much like the yin and yang of the Tao, Puritanism and paganism coexist throughout history. Considering the current state of our society, it is fair to ask the question, are we entering a new period of paganism? Dr. Durant will discuss this question and give the viewer a greater understanding of the societal conditions that may indicate a shift in the cycle. Here now is Dr. Durant.
One of the most regular sequences in history is that a period of pagan license is followed by an age of Puritan restraint and moral discipline. So the moral decay of ancient Rome under Nero and Commodus and later emperors was followed by the rise of Christianity and its official adoption and protection by the Emperor Constantine as a saving source and buttress of order and decency.
Ancient Rome is not the only example of paganism in history. The past is replete with examples, as Dr. Durant is quick to point out.
The condottieri violence and sexual license of the Italian Renaissance under the Borgias led to the cleansing of the Church and the restoration of morality. The reckless ecstasy of Elizabethan England gave way to the Puritan domination under Cromwell, which led by reaction to the paganism of England under Charles II. The breakdown of government, marriage, and a family during the 10 years of the French Revolution was ended by the restoration of law, discipline, and parental authority under Napoleon I. The romantic paganism of Byron and Shelley and the dissolute conduct of the Prince of Wales, who became George IV, were followed by the public propriety of Victorian England.
Are we entering a new period of paganism? Is social order giving way to social disorder? What are the signs that may indicate a shift in our societal situation? As stated by Dr. Durant,
Puritanism and paganism, the repression of the expression of the senses and desires, alternate in mutual reaction in history. Generally, religion and Puritanism prevail in periods when the laws are feeble and the morals must bear the burden of maintaining social order. Skepticism and paganism progress as the rising power of law and government permits the decline of the church, the family, and morality, without basically endangering the stability of the state. In our time, the strength of the state has united with several forces to relax faith and morals, and to allow paganism to resume its natural sway.
Here now, Dr. Durant, as he speaks about his concerns for the current social climate.
Now, what if the forces that made for order and civilization are failing to preserve them? The family has been weakened by the disappearance of that united labor which held it together on a farm, by the individualism that scatters jobs and sons, and by the erosion of parental authority through the mental freedom, the utopian aspirations, and the natural rebelliousness of the young. Religion has been weakened by the growth of wealth in cities, by the exciting developments of science and historiography, by the passage from fields proclaiming creative life to factories preaching physics, chemistry, and the glory of the machine, and by the replacement of heavenly hopes with perfect states. Our educational system is discouraged by class and race war, by the revolt of overburdened taxpayers, and by the collapse of bridges between youth and age, between experiment and experience.
The march of civilization continues, and whether we are in a period of paganism or not, man continues to evolve. Dr. Durant, who benefited from the perspective that nearly a century of historical study provided him, remained confident that society's future is secure.
There is another element that comes in, an element of acceptance. It's not resignation. It's chiefly, I think, understanding. For example, in old age, you understand how good it is that there should be radicals, and how good it is that there should be conservatives. But the radicals supply the wind, and no pun intended. They supply the gas, again, no pun intended. And the conservatives supply the bullets. And both of those functions are indispensable. And where the tension there between youth and old age, which creates the vitality of the society.
For more information on Dr. Durant and his work, please visit the Durant Timeline Project at willdurant.net. You can also find the Durant Timeline Project on Facebook and Instagram.